Howdy, everybody. This is Bake, IronThroneCraft.com. Rise of Firstborn Craft, maybe? I don't know. That's going to take some getting used to. So, especially if you've named your YouTube channel after it. So, we'll see about that. Anyways, this is going to be the monthly defense update that I said I was going to start doing. So, we got a couple new things this month, which is increased rune levels and also pet engraving. Another big thing, treasure trove from a new world. This thing is back with the keys. It's a big deal. It's amazing. It seems like the rates got upped quite a bit. I don't know if they actually did, but it feels like it. And there are also a lot of good pets that you can get from it, including Lava Turtle, which is the big one, as we'll go over here in just a minute. So, anyways, standard defense setup is still going to be single type defense. The way that I'm set up, because I have a lot of troops now, they have thrown a lot of resources at us lately, especially with this treasure trove now. You should be able to get a lot of troops. Because of that, I'm running maximum defense setup, which is going to be Dark Lord, head, and chest. If you don't want to run max defense, you can run Crimson Steel, head, and chest, or you can run single type head and chest. Because I'm set up for infantry, and I have, as I said, a lot of troops, I'm still running Dark Lord, head, and chest. The reason I do that is because, number one, I have enough Radiant gear to have the Radiant accessories on my guard captains as well, which are good. If you don't have the Radiant accessories in order to do that, you can use Crimson Steel or you can use single type as well. By running Dark Lord head and chest, I force the attacker to have to debuff my defense because of my troop type. It makes it a lot harder to debuff my defense, which means they have to commit a whole lot of stat allocation to it in order to debuff my defense. Obviously, that's because I have all these Radiant Lords. I have a bunch of maxed out Lava Turtles. If you don't have maxed out Lava Turtles, again, you can run level 40 single type gear. You do not want to run Crimson gear single type on your guard captains. That will get you blown up. Crimson Steel, still very, very good. Also, as I'm going to show you in just a second, with the pet engraving now, number one, Lava Turtles are still king, period, for your guard captain. Even with the pet engraving now, you see now you get an extra 80% troop HP increase. But, here's a big but. A big point on this also is that you can use death worms now, especially if you engrave them. You could before, but now they are really, really good, actually. Because if you look at a death worm stat, it has 500% enemy rally troop attack buff decrease, in addition to 1000% just based on the item. So those, coupled with the Odali power runes, if you were lucky enough to get any of those things, which are these runes over here, see how that reduces enemy rally attack buff by 1000%? You can stack Death Worms and Odali power runes, or you don't even need the power runes if you don't have them out, honestly, along with Crimson Steel gear, and you can get your attack debuff up really, 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 really high. So you can really, really remove a whole lot of attack buff off of the enemy rally. Granted, that is only rallies. Death Worms will not help you at all if you're taking solos. Neither will those Odali power runes. Crimson Steel still will. So there's that. So you can, and I haven't tested it, but I'm assuming that using Crimson Steel, Death Worms, and those Odali runes, along with Titans set up correctly and everything else like that, because Titan Moonstones can also get you a lot of extra debuff as well. You can reduce their attack debuff by a whole lot and not take very much damage. Here's the single type gear. If you look at the single type gear, you see it has 162% infantry defense and HP. And then it's got 70% if you engrave it as well on the HP. So it's pretty similar to Crimson Steel. It doesn't have the attack debuff. Has a little bit more defense. So there's that. So for me, the order for me, because I want to maximize my defense, is I go Dark Lord head and chest. You don't want to run Dark Lord anything else, but Dark Lord head and chest gives you more defense than anything else. After that, I would go with either single type or Crimson Steel. If you have those Odali power runes and you can try to stack up attack debuff, it is quite good. Obviously, you still want to run level 60 weapons all the time. Even if they're not level 15, even if they're not even max level, you still want to run level 60 weapons. Let's look at the defense Titan here. So, most important runes are troop defense and troop HP. See how mine are really big now because I got lucky with the Moonstone pack? And by that I mean, took a bit, but got the Moonstone pack. So also, rally attack debuff and troop attack debuff are what I run. And as I said, with those Death Worms, with Odali Power, you don't even need the Death Worms. Lava Turtles also have a decent amount of attack debuff, honestly. I also run Titan HP and Titan Defense. and that's just to try to make sure that I don't take any Titan kills. When I am skilling my defense Titan, I like to, well, I always will take all of the maximum amount of enemy attack debuff. You see that. I'm taking that all the way through, and then you want to take as much troop defense and troop HP as you can get as well. So see how I filled all those out, and then I filled out all the enemy troop attack decreases as well. Didn't go past that point. At that point, I went over to the Titan side, and I took all of the Titan base stats, and then I went up and I actually took Titan damage increasers. So see how I have enemy Titan HP decrease maxed out? I got Titan attack maxed out over there. And then I took as much additional damage to tier 7 troops as I could. The reason for that is because with the way the battle system works, from what I've seen, is that the Titans fight. And once the Titan fight happens, damage goes through. Damage that is spilled over will actually kill troops, and that will happen before the preemptive phase for T7, T6 troops. Strategy T7 and T6 troops. That means if your Titan on defense kills the enemy attack before it gets to swing, it never gets to swing. The only damage that's going to be done is Titan. So actually using your Titan and stacking damage on your Titan can reduce damage that you take by a whole lot. That really comes into play with dragon buffs. The Invader Dragon. One thing to look at, new pet engraving on the single types, 5% leveraged archer damage increase. If you engrave these single type pets, they increase leverage. That means that people are going to be hitting single type traps a lot harder if they have those pets now. If you increase your rune levels and you engrave your pets, you're still going to be able to hang in there. Still recommend single type, but now you can get a little bit funky with some attack debuff. So stay tuned for the attacks out tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff.